Patience.
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Welcome. I hope you're enjoying this heat we're having. Soon to be cooler though. But yeah, I know we were kind of just talking before the meeting here starting. There are awesome tools, as we discovered some tools last time, but so much information on the products and the science and the nutrition that you can not only learn for yourself and share. I know Hyacinth, she was just talking to me yesterday about how she loves to go and just listen to all the information. She's just absorbing it like a sponge. So, but now I'd just like to pass this over to Nada. And Nada, you're going to share some places where we can find some awesome
Yes,
information.
and I have to say that you guys have it made. Heather, you remember way back when, I mean, the only way we would learn or could learn about the products is when we had a scientist come. And that would happen maybe twice a year, right? And we would get a couple of hundred people in a little hotel, and Don Lawson would come, and it took forever to learn. And we would get together with our teams to learn about the product and do product training. But now, oh my gosh, you can learn so much about the product, online, on your phone, when you're in your car, podcasts, and there's so much information. So we're going to share with you just some of the tools, especially for those of you that are really eager to learn more about nutrition and how the products can support. But one thing I want you to understand, you don't need to know all this to build the business. Okay, these are things that you can learn as you're building your business, right? Mary Ellen was not a holistic nutritionist when she started this business. I did not know anything about nutrition and grain oils and cell function before I started Neolife. I became a director in my second month, not understanding, fully the science. I knew that the products worked. I knew that they made a difference, and then they impacted my life and my family. But I didn't know everything, but I went to meetings and I started to learn, okay? So some of the different areas that you can learn. So Lynn pointed out the neolifetv.com. This is a new site that Neolife put together where they put up different videos on different topics. And this is something, again, you can, some are 9 minutes, some are 3 minutes, some are 20 minutes, as you can see, right? From different scientists speaking on different topics. Okay, so that's one area that you can click around. Another site is, you guys can see if I do this, I hope you can see this, is neolifeview.com. Neolife. Has anybody done the Neolife University yet?
I've done some of it.
Yeah, did I spell that right? Yes, Neolife U. Okay, so the Neolife University, you can register for the courses, and they're not thousands of dollars or hundreds of dollars. They're free. Okay, so you can learn about the different health topics, heart health, joint health, skincare. So I'll see if I could, hang on a second here, view all courses. Okay, and what's really nice is you can do it in sections. You don't have to watch them all. I recommend, every couple of days, or when you have time, even once a week, pick a topic, right? And learn about, and you can see who the speakers are. You have Dr. Liz Applegate, you have Mark Lohman, right, talking about digestion. Susan Beck, she talks about the skincare. She's one of our new doctors that joined our team. And obviously our wonderful John Miller, that's been around for, I think, 40 years with Neolife. So, and what's nice is as a promoter, when you finish the course, they send you a little certificate, and you're literally learning, and there's different stages, and there's even a quiz at the end that you have to answer the questions, and then it'll mark you, and it's really cool. So definitely a great way to learn about some of the products. Heather, any on those two topics, neolifetv.com, Neolife University, anything you want to add or clarify? Has anybody used them? I'd love some feedback from you guys.
Well, on the Neolife
neolifetv.com, the link that you had opened up there was the SAB playlist. But if you go to the neolifetv.com, there are different sections and each one has a playlist. So you can go to like the Raleigh playlist, you can go to the health products playlist. And so it really, it's, as a librarian, I love having resources organized in a way that I can find them and I can have somebody else find what they need, right? So
you can see this now.
That's
So
it.
I went to the beginning.
There's the ideal business even, and I know they're uploading into those categories. You don't have all of the ideal business ones yet, but there's Joan. And so we'll gradually get more into each of those playlists, but it's a really great place to start and to send somebody there. I mean, people who want this information will browse to their heart's content, and people who don't want it or need it, they don't have to go to it. Like you say, you don't need to know any of this to build a business. Just share your story and share a couple of resources and where you go.
Yeah. And like I said, there's some people that are eager to learn. They love to learn. You know, I remember Serena saying how she wanted to be a nurse and she loved nutrition and helping people. And I know, Serena, you've been browsing and learning a lot about the products. What's your favorite site to learn about the products right now? Because you're fairly new, you know, became a new senior manager. So what's your favorite, as a brand new promoter, what would you say is your favorite spot and best place that you're learning about the products?
I usually go to the Neolife, the app, the learning app.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I'll just punch in the search bar, for instance, Super Bee, and then I'll just try to read a few of the articles, the PDFs, or if there's a video or whatever, I'll just kind of try to focus on that one product. And I try to do one a week because I find it's a bit for it to kind of sink in a little bit as well. Yeah. But I also do really like learning. I like the Facebook, the healthy living community. The testimonials and seeing what people are using, I find that really helpful as well.
Excellent.
And then I also go to the just the ingredient list, like when I'm going to shopping, and then look on the ingredient list to see sort of what ingredients are in the products. So
excellent.
That's what I found so far.
No, that's excellent. And you know, for people that are more comfortable just using the Neolife website, sometimes people are just, especially if they're not, you know, computer savvy, or they're not comfortable with apps and things like that. For the longest time, even before the Neolife app, I just used the Neolife back office. And I'm going to quickly show you. So when you go to your dashboard and you go to resources and resource library, I just hope it's fast enough today. If you go to resource library and then you scroll down, so I want to make sure you guys can see this, okay?
Yeah.
Okay. If you go to resource library and then you go to, where is it? Brochures. Right? All the PDFs are there. So what I do is sometimes what I'll do is I'll open up the document, then I'll save it under a file in my computer under brochures. So someone says to me, can you send me some information on, you know, on, let's say, magnesium. I've got it saved under documents, under brochures on my laptop. So in the email, I'll say, sure, click, click, click. Here's some information on magnesium. Click attach file, go to my file on my laptop and send it. The only difference that it's not as good as using the app, because in the app, all this information is in your app. When you do it from your phone or do it from your laptop using the back office app, you get notified when they open it, right? So that's the only difference. But what's nice is you have that option for people that don't want to use an app, or they don't, you know, not comfortable doing that. The information is still there and they can still learn about the products using the app. Okay, or sorry, using the back office. So all the brochures are here. I mean, the information is crazy. And just like Serena said, read up on one product a week, because that's, we used to have our weekly product meetings. We used to drive to Mississauga, right? And Al would do a product training on one product. So now you can do one a week, reading up on it, or going to the Neolife University. So there's so many different options as well. Okay. So I'm going to stop sharing because Heather, I would like you to share your screen, if that's okay. You're going to share about the blog.
Sure.
Okay.
If I have permission to share, I will actually.
Cindy left it open, so you should.
Yeah. There we go. Okay, so you can see up in the URL. Everybody can hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so it's just www.neolifeblog.com. Now, I like this because you can search by topic. I mean, everything's greater when you can search by topic, right? It's like going to the old subject catalog. And so in here, we have articles, and sometimes you'll see those appearing in the Facebook under the Neolife Club Facebook posts. It might be an article on immunity, or also you find the podcasts are in here. Now, if you subscribe to the podcasts, they're chronological, right? They're in order of date that they were broadcast. But in the Neolife blog, you can do a search. You can see I've done some searches here. I'm going to pick digestion. Here's your search box. Type in your subject, digestion, for example. And in here, I'm just going to minimize that a little bit there. So here's a product call by Mark Lohman. Was in May 26 last year in May. There's another product call. This was Susan Adams the year before, 2019. And then we also have another product call, which was in 2018. And it tells you who actually is giving it here. And this one, it's an article. The next one here in April of 2018, Natural Solutions to 6 Common Digestion Problems. You can see there is not a podcast bar. There is an audio bar here. So I'm going to click on this one. This will come up with an article. All right. So we have things for people who like to listen to things while they're on the go, or, doing something else. Great for multitaskers. But we also have people who really prefer to read something because they can scan the information quickly and zero in on what they want or what is the most relevant to them. So here's the 6 digestive problems right here. And then if somebody has been talking to you about digestion and is looking for some support in that area, here you can just copy the URL, paste it into an email or to a messenger text. And there you have an easy way to send them an article that appeared in the blog. This would be really hard to find if we didn't have the blog with the search bar. Okay, so
Heather, if they open this article up, like let's say you sent it to me and I opened it up, will I see all the other categories on the right? If I get curious, could I get to the blog from there and start looking at other things, or am I just going to get?
It will probably show just that article. But if I take this one, for example, where I put in digestion and I got my search, see up in the URL, you can see that my search term was digestion. Now, if I copy and paste that, you will get this screen with all of the different options, and they can choose whatever they want, right? They can listen or they can read. It depends on the person. So you're listening to your person to find out how they like to learn things. And if they want you to zero in on something, some people are not into, doing all the looking around themselves. They want you to just give them something that's easy to read or to listen to, that's going to help them answer their particular problem. Okay. What I also like about the blog is when you go into, I'm just scrolling down here. Here's a really great article, 6 factors that affect absorption. I'm just scrolling. I tend to get into this and I just scroll a bit. But at the end of the article, here's one article on factors that affect absorption of vitamins and minerals. At the end, it's really nice because it shows you the products that are featured in that blog, a little bit about whoever wrote it, and references at the bottom for the scientific references, of course. And sometimes you will get other topics. Here's a couple. There's a challenge champion down here, and then, oh, sleeping, something on sleep. You never know where somebody might see a topic that is relevant to them, but they hadn't even thought about it yet. So here's an article on sleep. Okay, so you can kind of get lost in a maze, but if you're looking for a specific topic, it's a really great place to go. And I always let my new members know about this. I give them the website, neolifeblog.com. Said, just take a look over there. Some great articles and resources there.
That's great. Look at that one, hunger and ghrelin.
Okay, see, there you go.
You got me interested in that article. I might have to go back and look at that one, Heather.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything else that I wanted to share with you about that. Some of the articles are written by scientific advisory board members, and you could see, I'm sorry, I will just go back in there.
Sure.
In the in those categories, I didn't really talk much about the categories, but you saw them there, that we have, move that out of the way.
Even the recipes.
Yeah, lifestyle, weight loss, recipe.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some really great recipes in there.
Is that for the shakes? For the
some of the
protein
shakes? Yeah.
Okay.
And
Oh, and the balls.
Yeah, we have recipes in the detox Facebook group. But this one, for example, I saw this last night and I was shopping and I got a watermelon because I thought, I want to make some of this watermelon. So that just gets your mouth watering going down through there, right? Yeah. So other things on entrepreneurship, the skincare, really good stuff there, and the home care. There's even the food and activity log here. So if you wanted to, track what you eat, your goals, you can print this out, and it will give you 7 days to download your weekly tracker for the food and activity.
That's awesome. And what kind of videos? Can you click on the videos for us and just see what kind of videos are there?
Yeah, I think as far as the videos, I think some of the parts of this blog haven't been updated fairly regularly. So I think back in 2014, 2015, they were really just starting to build the blog. So there's a lot of things there around this. You can see the dates there, 2014, 2015. But going into more updated videos, you want to go to the neolifetv.com.
Right. Okay.
But
Excellent.
take a look around in here. The more I just equate it to any business. If you go to work in a store, you're going to spend some time looking around at the inventory. You want to get used to what's on what shelf, where it is, what the colors are and the styles. If you work in an office, you want to spend some time going through the files, what's there, how they're organized. So this is all we're doing. This is our business. It's our new business, and we want to get familiar with the tools, the resources, and what's there, what's available for us. Okay.
Right. And then our interviews with our SAB, they are now, I think I just got a notification. There's one, is it tonight? No, I'm trying to think. Yeah. When is the interview with, oh goodness. Sorry, I'm just going to look at my notification.
Tuesday at 9?
Yeah.
9 o'clock.
9 o'clock tonight. Sorry, because the long weekend I'm a little out of it. But tonight it's there. I think I got a notification, and it's who's speaking tonight? I don't remember now. I just drew a blank. Anybody on the ball?
It would be in Team Talk, and I haven't got that up right now.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, I think it's there's an interview with one of the SAB members tonight at 9, and those are also recorded. And I think they will eventually be putting those in the New Life TV. I think that's where they end up putting them when they're recorded as well. And also another thing I wanted to share with you, Josh is really, really good at trying to get different people being interviewed, different professions. Like he did the one with police officers. He's doing the one with teachers on Wednesday. I know Heather, you're going to be on that. I think Shelley Sheridan is going to be on that, which is great to have some Canadians. Those are going to be also great tools because even though it's a business kind of presentation, that's always a great place to invite guests that are teachers or because there's going to be product stories and product testimonials in there as well, along with how they developed a business. So that's another great tool for you guys to share. In case I didn't want to forget to tell you guys about the Wednesday before I forgot. Any other tools that you guys, what's your favorite tools for some of you that are on that are using? I know Serena talked about her favorite tools. Anybody else that have a tool that they're using that really helps?
I use YouTube a lot.
YouTube, okay.
I use several YouTube channels, and because I have people in different countries, so YouTube is easily accessible.
Yeah.
So I use the one for the one for the Neo Life Club.
Right.
I use the European, I think it's Central Europe, and I use South African, the East African one.
Excellent. And then Mary Ellen just made a comment that you can access the interview with the SAB on Neo Life Facebook group as well.
Yeah,
so that's also a great tool. Excellent. Anybody else?
In the Healthy Living community under files, there's a bunch of PDFs that mostly Alan Blaine has shared on all sorts of different topics. These look like peer-reviewed resources on different items as well. Good.
Excellent. So that's in the Healthy Living community?
Yeah, it's under files.
Files, yeah. Excellent. Thank you.
So
Violet,
I like the wisdom builders because, when you go in there, it talks about a particular disease and then what you can recommend for people. So it's like everything is in one place. So, you search, if you have a diagnosis, you search by that, and then it pulls up the information for you. And then if you're speaking to a client, you can mention what would be the best products for them to take. So it's like, having everything in one place is easy.
Yeah, so the wisdombuilders.com. I know we've done this before, but I still get asked from people. So you have to set up an account with them, and it's very easy to do. It's just ask to put your email address, I think, and a passcode, and then you can save it. So if you go to wisdombuilders.com, and I just want you to clarify some of the new promoters that are on, even though there's a section for questions and answers, because this is not our team, they are allowing us to use the resource. Oh, hang on a second here. Sorry, I had to clear my cookies today because I had problems with my website. Sorry, can you mute yourself, hon?
Oh, sorry.
It's okay. So when you log in and you create this account, okay, the Q&A that's up here. Hang on a second here. Again, that's not for us, but the product program, this is what Violet is talking about. You can learn about the products here as well, okay? So when you go to proven product program, so it talks about how to use the guide. So when you scroll down and find, let's say, acid reflux, okay, it talks about the condition. Okay, so this is another area that you can learn about a condition and then what products to recommend. And again, they're just a guide. Okay, it's just a guide, and there's also testimonials. Okay, and so this is another great guide. I think this is what you were referring to, Serena. Okay, so again, you have to go to wisdombuilders.com and create, like, ask to join their this group, and you just put your email and create a password, and that's how you can get in here to look at this information. Product.
In the Q&A, there is a lot of existing questions that you can search for things.
Oh, excellent. Thank you. I'll click on that now.
See, as you go down, you'll see there's also, like, if you just put in the search, let's say acid reflux. So if Marjorie has already answered that question, you'll see it.
Oh, excellent. Okay, so this is where she's answered all the questions. We just can't ask questions.
Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you for that. I've never clicked on that because I thought it was just a spot for us to ask questions. That's great. Thank you.
So quick question is that these are the answers for the questions that came previously, and they have the answers. We can review it, but we cannot ask questions, right?
That's correct.
Okay. All right. Thank
She's
you.
allowing us, because they're a huge organization, Violet. We're, just appreciate that they even let us use and have access to this
Sure. Yeah.
information. It's just, I'm on success team with Marjorie, and she said that the questions that come in all day from her team are overwhelming. So if we start, all of our
Oh, yeah.
Canadian team and international team, she can't do it. So she just politely said, please, I'll let you use this. But yeah,
And your upline can answer questions. We have, right?
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. Of course. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not a
That's what we're
problem.
here
Just
for.
wanted to make sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. And if, you know what, and what's really nice is if I can't find the answer, I talk with Marjorie regularly, and same with Susan Adams. I mean, she's helped me several times with conditions that, I was a little confused about and not really certain. So we still have access to talk to these guys. It's just, they just don't want everybody connecting with them. So if there's something we can't answer, and we definitely have a go-to person that we can talk to. Okay.
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah.
I make a comment.
Yes.
Under the product program where you were in that section there, I just wanted to point out, because it's especially for new promoters, just look where things are, what the products are, what we have and what they're good for. If you scroll down a little bit more, right in at the bottom of this section, it says, well, no, okay, maybe it's gone past, or maybe it's in the acid reflux. Anyway, it says, it does give the disclaimer. This is absolutely critical that especially new people understand that the disclaimer must be used whenever you're giving information about any particular health condition or challenge, that we are not prescribing. And these are not used to diagnose, treat, or cure. And so that really, really has to be emphasized, especially for new promoters. If a new promoter spent all day looking at the resources that come from the company, they would have it well enough to handle anything that comes their way, right? We want people to become independent users of the product so that they can be confident that they have the best products to help their bodies to be well. And that's, for me, that's the premise that I start with. And I will send people all the information they want, but I don't even use the word recommend. I can't recommend anything. I don't know them. I don't know their health conditions. Okay, so there it is right there. Neolife products are not intended to diagnose, treat, or cure any disease. Everybody should memorize that and have it in anything where you're sending something out to a person, so they understand that's where we're coming from. Okay.
Right. And I just say, like, the nutritional support is what you want, and if when they get on the products, sometimes things just balance out and, they're better and things are great. And I think it's because they've received the nutritional support. But it is important from a company standpoint, because Neolife could get in trouble. Even Kendra said, like, if we're in some of these other companies where they've sent out crazy claims eventually they get into big trouble and lawsuits are going on. And that's one thing that Neolife has always been incredible about. They follow all the guidelines so that we never get in trouble. So we have to respect that and make sure that we're on the same page. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you for bringing that up, Heather. Okay, let me get out of here now. Does everybody understand now the proven product guide? Because a few people have asked me how to get back in here again. You just got to practice. Get in there and click around and read through, and that's the best way to learn how to use some of these tools. It's just to practice. Okay. Any other feedback? Anything else that you guys? So we've got the blog, we've got neolifetv.com, we've got Neolife University. Who is not comfortable still with the app, the Team Neolife app, TNL app? People still struggling with that? Patience, you are? What's the challenge that you're having with that?
I don't know how to describe it. Sometimes I don't seem to be sending anything.
Sometimes you don't seem to be sending anything?
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
Or should I say, maybe even it's how I use the hot cold thing. Maybe I misused it. I don't know. I think maybe I just need to reset up my thing. I told my son to help me anyway. So I'm going to set it up.
You have the app. You have the app set up on your phone. You have the app.
Yeah, I have the app on my phone.
Okay. When you click on the app, the best place to start is tools. I find don't worry about the hot cold at this point. Okay. Get comfortable sending PDFs or sending videos. That's the first step. Okay. So do you have all your contacts uploaded? Like you can send stuff to some of your team?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I've been successful in sending maybe like 2 of them.
Okay.
Because I was told you can see that you've sent something.
Yes.
Yeah, I think I haven't discovered how to see that.
Okay, so when you click on tools, you see, scroll down to PDFs.
Okay, just a minute.
Okay. And if anybody's not comfortable, I want you, if you have your phones with you, just do this because it took me a while to do this, but I'll tell you the best way is to practice. Okay. So when you click on see all the PDFs are there. So everything I showed you that was in the back office, remember when we clicked on the brochures, all the PDFs came up. You can open them, save them, and then email them. But there's a lot of steps there to do that. Whereas if you're out and about, you're on your phone, right? You have all the PDFs right at your fingertips. Do you see all the PDFs?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So Violet, I'm sorry, not Violet, Patience, I want you to click on, let's say, whatever PDF, click on a PDF.
Say immunity boosters? Oh, no. Don't make excuses.
That's not PDF. You're not in the PDFs. Where are you? You're under.
I'm in the PDFs. There is one called Don't Make Excuses. Or the Protein 101. I can go to Protein 101.
Oh, okay, I see. Yes. Okay, those are different. Okay, yeah. When I clicked see, all the brochures kind of move around a little bit on me. Okay, so open up one of those.
Okay.
Okay. Now it's asking you to share it. How do you want to share this? You see at the bottom, email, text.
Okay.
Okay, so click on email.
All right.
And who do you want to send it to?
No, I just have very few emails in here right now.
Right. Do you have me on your phone? Do you want to send it to me?
My email account is not connected, maybe.
Okay.
Because the ones
then what you would do is you would type the person's name and the email would come up and then you can just send it to the person. And
Okay.
then when we open it, you're going to get an email saying that I clicked on that PDF.
Okay, let me try social media.
Okay, so this is, Don't do social media. Do email or text. I find the social media sometimes is a little confusing.
It's a little tricky. It's 2 steps to social media. To send to WhatsApp, if you want to try to send it to WhatsApp, you
Yeah.
click on social.
Yeah, you can send it to WhatsApp.
Yeah, click on social, and then you have to write a message. And then social, then WhatsApp
Yeah,
comes
that's
up.
why.
Then WhatsApp comes up. It won't come up until you do that. And
Oh,
then
Yeah,
you have to pay-
that's why I wanted.
Yeah, that's a little tricky.
That's why I wanted her to just to first do the email, because using social is a little trickier. You have to create a message first and then send it to WhatsApp. Okay, patients. So just play around with that, because that's the best way to learn, is by clicking around and send it to maybe somebody that you know, and let them know, say, hey, I'm going to send you some, because I had trouble with the app the other day. So I just asked a few people, hey, I want to send you some stuff, just let me know. And then they would send me it, I would open it, and they say that, you know, anyways, long story short, I'm still having some issues.
I was able to send to WhatsApp.
Okay. To
Yeah.
who? Who'd you send it to?
I just sent it to my brother.
Okay. So when he opens it, you should get an email saying that he opened it.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
I'll check with him later.
Excellent.
I don't think, when I send it on WhatsApp, I don't get an email. Just-
No, I don't think so. Yeah.
I just
Also,
actually, I just
on
got
WhatsApp,
it.
I can see that he has opened it.
Yeah, you can see that they've opened it.
Oh, okay, because I thought it was just.
I just got a message. Violet just sent me something. Violet, what'd you send me? Good girl, because you don't use that app too often. Oh, you just sent me beautiful journey. Are you ready? Jerry, no, I just opened it,
Yes, I got the message.
and she just got a message that I opened it.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah. Mhm.
excellent. Thank you. Thank you. I've been bugging you to use this tool for a long time.
Finally, I'm getting it.
There you go. No, that's good, but it just takes practice, right? You just
Mm.
got to try it a couple of times, and then look how easy that is. Right? You
Yes.
send somebody some information, they read the information, you know, you get notified that they opened it. Awesome. Right? Look, it took you what? Not even 5 seconds, right? Rather than, no, can you send me some information so I can send to so and so?
Have you noticed I haven't been
Right? That could
bugging you much?
Yes, you're getting better. You're getting more independent. No worries. But what I'm saying is, what the goal is, or the trick is, the tip is, you got to practice, right? It took me a while to get comfortable with it. Now I could move around that app blindfolded, right? And I get mad when it's not working because I'm so used to it being so fast. Yeah. So, and if there's ever any issues and it's not working, you can uninstall the app, reinstall it, and everything will come back up again, all your contacts and everything. So don't worry about losing, the way you had sent information. So sometimes, and also, like, I don't have to log into my Team Neolife app every time, but every once in a while you have to log back in again, and it's logging in the way you would log into your website. Okay, into your back office. It's the same ID and PIN number. Okay, so if you're wondering how to log into your app, so every once in a while, it's more of a safety thing. You have to re-enter your login to sign in. Okay, so that happens every once in a while. Okay, excellent, awesome. Well, that's great. I'm so glad, Patience, that you did that. Anybody?
Thank you so much.
Patience, you're good.
Yeah, I
so
think I'm
you're
good now.
finally understanding how to use the app.
Yeah.
I have a
And just,
question. I have.
Sure.
I'm going to practice sending, and maybe Heather, I know you use the T's a lot. The drip campaign for the Neolife tea, if you give them a sample and then you follow up. So I'm practicing on my daughter. So do I just go to contacts, pick her phone number and then her mobile and send it? Because I tried that, nothing came up. How would we send a drip campaign?
I don't think. Yeah, that's something different. Though we did a whole training on that. I think in the back office, I think Jessica does a whole video on that.
On the
So
app?
you gotta log into your back office into the Team Meal Life training
Okay,
and upload all your contacts, and that's a whole training in itself, Cindy.
okay, but if you can't send it from the phone? Directly from the phone?
The tea sampling is not available in Canada. That's only in the US. Is that what you're talking about?
Well,
tea sample?
I was just like, wanted to just send something. So I came across this for the tea. And then it says, when I clicked on it, it says Neo Life tea given in person. And then it's got drips. You can do a drip campaign and it shows what messages will go out day 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Yeah.
I haven't used that. Heather, have you used that?
Well, I haven't actually used it, but I've just been following along on my phone. And yes, I see that if you've given a sample to someone in person or mailed it to them, then you can go into, this is TNL on the phone,
Yeah.
and pick the drip campaign for the follow-up on the tea done in person. And then there are 4. So the first one, I'm just looking at it right now, previewing. So thanks for trying Neolife Tea. There is the, okay. Yeah, so it looks like you should be able to, so that's the preview. So if I wanted to email, I would push email, and I'm just actually going to put myself in there. If I ever want to test something out, I just put my own email in, and then I can, I'll see what happens, right?
So you can only send it
So,
by email, not
There it
by
is for
phone.
me. Okay, so the start date is today. Now, I just picked the first one to send to me, and I'm pushing send. So that was 1. And then in day 2, there's another message that goes out. Day 3, the third message is what sets Neolife Tea apart. And day 4 is, have you tried your samples yet? And so I have just sent number 1 to myself. So I'm going to see, I should get that maybe today or tomorrow. And then without doing anything, I'm going to see if the next ones come. Okay, so test it out. Try it
Okay, yeah,
yourself.
I just did it, sent it to myself. I was just wondering if you could send it by a text message, though. It doesn't look like you can. At least I'm not, it's not highlighting on mine when I do like for the share.
Okay, so given in person, so I'm thinking it will probably start tomorrow, like tomorrow would be day 1, or maybe today, I'm not sure, but I haven't gotten in my inbox
Cindy,
yet.
where in the PD, is it under the PDFs? I haven't
No,
found
it's
what you're
it's
looking
in the
for. That's
Team
why I'm
Neo
not,
Life.
It's a separate
It's
category.
actually,
Yeah, I got it.
It's below training videos.
it's below there. There's PDFs, magazine articles, audio, training videos, then given in person, and then the drip campaigns. So,
Oh, mine is
Oh, there
before,
it is. Okay,
actually.
gotcha. Okay, gotcha.
okay,
Okay.
so it's that given
Yeah.
in person there.
Yeah, it looks like the only option is to email.
Email, yeah, I'm thinking so too, yeah. Okay,
Mhm.
And you can take a look at each one. You'll see what the message is.
yeah, it shows that, yeah, nicely, yeah. Okay, thank you.
Okay. Yeah.
Awesome.
Great.
Thank you,
I'm actually
Heather.
going to start using that.
That's great. Thanks, Cindy.
Okay.
That's great. 'Cause, yeah, I'm still getting familiar with the stuff in the back office. I'm kind of like some of you guys, still baby steps and still learning.
Yeah, this has actually been, I think, really good, even though, like I've written notes for each area so that let the team know too. And I'm gonna actually make sure that I spend time every week just discovering through these myself more so,
Mhm.
right? Because sometimes we, even though we've been in the business for a long time, we sometimes tend not to be able to go into these resources that we have. So
Yeah.
this is a really great training. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, lot of great resources, and it definitely can get confusing. So that's great. Awesome. No, I've learned so much tonight, even from you guys. And Heather, thank you so much for navigating the blog. And I really appreciate all you guys. And just some good news. I saved all of the presentations that we've done in my YouTube channel. And Cindy is going to send me the links for the training. So this training is recorded. You'll have access to this via Zoom, like the link that we're going to send you so you can review this. But then I'm going to save it and upload it in my YouTube. So if you want to send this training to your new promoter, you'll have access to this as well. Okay, so it'll be different. You'll have access to all of that. So we don't have to we don't have to delete the trainings anymore. Okay, so I think it'll be a great tool for you guys to use and to share. Because I know for me, sometimes I need to hear something over and over and over again, or watch something over and over again, or read something over and over and over again, right? To have a better and clear understanding, right? Just like Violet now can send something through the app. Woohoo! And even Patience. I'm excited for you guys. Awesome. Well, I want to thank you all. I'm going to have Cindy stop the recording. Unless you have anybody have any other questions before we stop the recording. Anything else on what we've talked about tonight? We're good?
I'm good.
Awesome. Thank you.